What's going on, beautiful people? And welcome back to another comic book review video. I'm your majestic sailor of words, SuperCliff, and if you guys are new to this channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so that you'll never miss out on an upload, and so that you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. And today, folks, we are continuing the second part of the Warworld Saga with Action Comics issue number 1037, written by the talented Philip Kennedy Johnson, with the art by Miguel Mendonca. I butchered that name, and I apologize. And guys, if you haven't been keeping up with the series, then definitely check out the playlist within this video's description. It will help catch everyone up on what's been happening. Now check it. The face-off you've been waiting for. Superman and the Authority are finally going face to face with Mongul and his champions, as the fate of Warworld and all who live under Mongul's rule hang in the balance. But he who holds all the chains is better prepared than Superman knows, and not everyone will walk away from this one. Thus, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Alrighty folks, so our story picks up with Superman and the Authority descending upon Warworld, and while that's happening, members from the United Planets are watching, curious to see if Warworld will actually fall. Now, some of its members aren't so sure if the planet will, while others know that Superman is bent on nothing less than liberation. Now, in order to look fantastic in front of the entire universe, the Council wants to use the United Order to send Superman help, since he is their greatest asset. But Lord Premier Pharos wonders what will happen after Mongul falls, knowing that with Warworld beaten, they would have to take in the war zones and rehouse them. But who's to say that members of the United Planets would want cannibals and child killers as their neighbors, especially seeing that many of those among the Council have had family members personally killed by them, killed by the war zones. Lord Premier Pharos also says that Superman is all-powerful, and that their aid would only hinder his efforts. However, when he succeeds, they will be there to help in whatever way they can. But this new Mongul is cunning, and so should Superman fall, he would not like to anger the monster who took him down. And this is when we pick up with Mongul on Warworld, who regales the watching war zones with a speech, detailing who Superman is and that the hero is his to kill alone. Superman knows that Mongul is the son of the one he knew, and he tells the villain that he shouldn't assume that this will all somehow work out the way that he wants it to, because his father thought the same. And, look where he is now, not in charge. However, Mongul knows that he isn't as foolish as his dad, and with that, the battle begins, as Superman attacks Mongul, with the Authority joining in, attacking Mongul's champions. Now, once the clash ignites, Manchester Black tells Enchantress to deal with the Mother, who appears to be a magic user, and with that, we see the Enchantress use a giant snake-like construct to swallow the woman up. But sadly, the Mother isn't easily defeated, as she cracks the ground that she was enveloped in and grows out of it as a giant monster, towering over Enchantress, telling our hero that Mother sees what the others don't. Creepy. And out of nowhere, Enchantress is taken by the giant, but Apollo tells Steel that they will get her back. Midnighter suspects that they need to take down Mongul so that the rest of the champions will fall, and so the two rush over to help Superman. But suddenly, Apollo is confronted by the Unmade, and by slamming right into the monster, Apollo is blown back, to which we see Midnighter shocked that someone was actually able to stop Apollo. From there, Midnighter helps his husband up, and the two go at it for a second round, but Apollo is suddenly stabbed by the Unmade and is dumped on the ground like a piece of used trash. And as a result, Midnighter rushes the villain, not caring for Superman's no-kill rule. Now, off to the side of the battle, the Teacher watches as Manchester Black sneaks up behind him, knowing that he's the one who's actually controlling the Unmade. Now, Manchester Black can't find any thoughts inside the alien's head, but he knows that he's the one who's pulling the strings. The Teacher turns around and says that without him, Mongul would still be in chains, and he then reveals the implants on his body, and that they protect him from telepaths, including Manchester Black's tricks and powers, and that he's even got an energy shield that will stop opposing energy-based attacks. Basically, this guy is bragging. The teacher then shows off to Manchester Black the orphan box, knowing that it holds power beyond anything he could dream, demanding Manchester Black should either walk away or die screaming. But instead, Manchester Black picks up a broken spear and, knowing that the alien has thought of everything, supposes that he should just, give up. But suddenly, he smashes the alien in the hand with the spear, knocking the box from it, and from there he continues to beat upon the teacher, bloodying him up with the spear, knowing that sometimes the old ways are just the best. Basically, Manchester Black is killing this guy. Elsewhere, Superman continues to battle Mongul, who tells the hero that his slaves cheer for him, even when their hero offers to free them. And as he tries to slash Superman with the kryptonite spear, he goes on to tell him that his Warzones don't want his help. But Superman punches the villain in the face, sending him crashing into the arena, and he tells him that one slave wanted help, and that alone was enough. Enough for me to come here to kick your ass. Mongul then tells Superman of a teacher who told him that Superman's strength comes from the yellow sun, but Warworld has no sun, and that when he was young, Warworld's furnaces were fed by the planets that he conquered and the bodies of the dead. But when he killed his father, he pulled down all those furnaces and replaced them with star forges that now sustain Warworld, all giving off a red sun radiation. The villain then hits Superman with his axe, and as Omak and Lightray try to come to Superman's aid, Orphan and Darling confront them. Lightray spots the baby inside the stasis pod that Darling is carrying, thinking it to be a hostage, and so she races off to free it. Yet despite Omak telling her not to, and as she tries to disconnect the pod, the baby inside tells her that she should not have come to this planet. And this scares the shit out of everyone, including me. As I read it, I was like, yo, that's a talking dead baby. That's freaky. Darling then grabs Lightray, slamming her into the ground, and as Superman races to her aid and smashes the Darling off of her, Superman then tends to the wounded woman, who doesn't want Superman to be angry at the people, since they just don't get who he is, because in the end, he will save all of them. He will be their hero. And so Lightray hopes that Superman is still proud of her, as she dies in his arms. But unfortunately, Superman has no time to mourn, because Mongul stabs him right through the chest with his kryptonite spear, knowing that this is his true weakness, his love for weaker and lesser things. And it's why Mongul, not Superman, still holds the chains of Warworld. And with that, Mongul picks Superman up on his spear, and he says that the hero once boasted that only one of them will stand, and look who's standing now, tough guy. Elsewhere in the universe, the United Planets watch in horror, thinking Superman has just been killed, and are now wondering on what they should do. Some mention that they should have never had waited, and should have sent help. However, Pharos unapologetically declares Superman dead, as he puts it into the official record. And from there, Pharos tells his fellow council people that the only thing they can do is nothing. And afterwards, once the council solemnly convenes, Pharos smiles, knowing that all is going according to his plan. And that, folks, was Action Comics issue number 1037. And right off the bat, this comic feels like a payoff to a lot of things that Philip Kennedy Johnson has introduced in his run. The giant green space monsters from his time on the main Superman book, the future state story with Superman on Warworld, and of course with everything that's happened in the previous Action Comics Warworld Rising story. It's all been building up to this confrontation between Superman and the new Mongul, the Mongul who is. And this issue lives up to the series' name, as it's all about the action. The main draw is Superman and his version of the Authority taking on Mongul and his fiercest champions. The dialogue, the pacing, and the story development are some of Philip Kennedy Johnson's best writing in his time on the series. Everyone gets to be in the spotlight, even if some are taken out in the process. Major props to Miguel Medalco for the art, because he makes everyone not only look good, but look dynamic. He and the colorist Adriano Lucas, MVP, deliver a kinetic, action-packed comic that looks fantastic. The only problem with this comic, though, is how predictable it is. Sometimes, predictability is welcomed within certain stories, but this feels very careful in its narrative. Superman challenges Mongul, and the various members of the Authority take on Mongul's champions, and where most are either bested or diverted from aiding Superman against Mongul, eventually to the point where the main fight ends, and it obviously doesn't go on how most people in the universe would have expected. Meanwhile, there's another story developing alongside the fight on Warworld, as the leaders of the United Planets delicate on whether they should help Superman or not. And I love the politics behind it all. And it really shows how Superman's power helps sort of relax and calm the political sphere of the DC universe. And it's through these scenes where you as the reader can feel the fear that everyone is feeling. The fear that Mongul is the new top dog within the DC hierarchy. And so I have no doubt we'll see more of the behind the scenes chess playing as the story pushes forward. And why this pink alien Phoros seemingly hates Kryptonians. Go away, Rogolzar. Shoot. God damn it, go. Now, let's be real. We all know that Superman isn't dead. We know that this is just a gimmick. This isn't DC killing off Superman. It's merely a stunt in order to add stakes for the story. So yeah, don't freak out. Action Comics issue number 1037 delivers in giving readers the big fight between Superman and a new Mongul, and the beatdown that Superman gets. The fight itself is well paced with solid dialogue from Philip Kennedy Johnson, while the art by Miguel Mandaco and colors by Adriano Lucas make this a fun and a dynamic read. In other words, Warworld Saga is here to pack a punch. Action Comics issue 1037 gets a 9 out of 10. And guys, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button in order to show your support to the channel. And tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 1038? That's a fucking mouthful. It's a lot of issues. But yeah, leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace.